Postmodernism and Politics of Style is an essay by Dick Hedbig. Well, coming to the main argument of this essay, the postmodernism has got different phases. Different meanings are given to the term postmodernism. That is the main argument of this essay. Postmodernism is not a homogeneous entity. It is also not a consciously directed movement. It's a space, an aporia, an unpassable path where competing intentions and definitions converge and clash. When it becomes possible for people to describe as postmodern matters like the decor of a room, the design of a building, the theme of a film, the television commercial, the layout of a page in a fashion magazine, a fascination for images, existential crisis, critical recognition, etc., then let us realize that we are in the presence of a buzzword. A single word, postmodern, becomes the focus for a wide range of contradictory subjects. A semantic complexity surrounds the term. The image of contemporary metropolitan existence as a kind of disinterested hyperreal versions of Hobbes' Leviathan seems applicable to the term postmodernism. Postmodernism resembles modernism in that it needs to be thought in the plural. Different writers define it differently, and the same writer can talk about it differently. Jean-Franz Lyotard has used the term to refer to the three separate tendencies. Postmodernism is used as a descriptive category within literature, and the visual arts, where the term is used to refer to the tendency towards stylistic pluralism. The emergent cultures, subcultures associated with the communication technologies are also described as postmodern. Here there is a much talk of bright college, creative consumption and professionalization of knowledge, technical expertise and production meaning in use. Regarding postmodernism, there is a talk of general breakdown of social cultural distinction, an end to the outmoded fantasy of masses and to the essential subjectivities. Hal Foster, in Preface to Postmodern Culture, distinguishes between neoconservative, anti-modernist, and critical postmodernism. Here, postmodernism is defined as a positive critical advance. In the positive anti-aesthetic, the critical postmodernists are sound to challenge the validity of the kind of global and linear versions of artistic and economic and technological development which the term modernism implied. Modernism is discarded by some critical modernists as a Eurocentric and phallocentric category. Here, postmodernism is used to cover all strategies which set out to dismantle the power of the white male authors and privilege source meaning and value. Then coming to the postmodernism in architecture. Postmodernism in architecture is identified with the end of the European modernists and hegemony from 1920s onwards through what became known as the international style. The reaction against the international style architecture was pioneered in Britain by people like Edward Louis Dunn. It has been taken up by a whole generation of British architects. This generation renounced the nationalist theology of high modernism with the pluralistic insistence as clear lines. This was realized throughout the world with varying degrees of analysis, varying degrees of brutalism in conventional skyscrapers, office blocks, and construction. In 1980s, the Great British Tower block collapsed, and it was a symbol of the modernist architecture. The tower block's collapse serves as a ghostly reminder of the weakness of corporate bourgeois corporate state with the mixed economy and embattled relativity. Architecture relatively stable fixed in the postmodernism. In literature, there is an assumption of the legitimacy of ordinary people's resolution on aspirations. The word postmodernism announces at the very least a certain degree of skepticism concerning the transformative and critical powers of art, aesthetics, and knowledge. In its critical inflections, it announces the end of faith in grand narrative. The grand stories which thousands of years the cultures of the West have been talking themselves. The postmodernism must decline of the great stories the West has told itself in order to sustain itself as the West against the rest, in order to place itself as the master, as hero of the center of the stage of the world history. The great stories have many names like divine revelation, unfolding word, redemption, the transcendentalism of history, divine intervention, and utopia. These stories have functioned in the past as a force of reassurance. Each story represents a ring of fire and light lit to pierce the ambient darkness. But today we can live without their comfort. If postmodernism means anything, it's all mean an end to believe in coherence and continuity, an end to the metaphysical narrative culture. Postmodernism may mean what Paul Butcher calls the triumph of art of fragment, a loss of totality, and necessary loss of allness. Postmodernism could be used loosely to designate that range of symptoms which announce a break with the traditional cultural and aesthetic form and experience, a break with traditional notions of partnership and originality. Postmodernism has been used as a shorthand term to refer to certain qualities and tendencies which characterize the contemporary Western metropolitan milieu: a profusion of consumption of lifestyle, a generalized sensitivity to style as a language and to difference such as ethnic, gender, regional differences. Postmodernism is not all dark. It's a celebration of what is there and what's possible rather than what might be there. We may have lost big theories, big stories, but postmodernism has helped us to rediscover the power that resides in little things, in discarded details, in aphorism, in metaphor, allusion, and also in images. Thank you.